Welcome to Recharge with Richardson. 5 minutes of hope and inspiration from God's Word every day of your work week.
Hello, welcome to Recharging with Richardson, and we're so glad and happy that you could join us. Today's message is entitled, The Stones. Do you have the stones? And it comes to us from Joshua chapter 4. Now, Joshua is one of my favorite Bible characters, and something very peculiar happens in Joshua chapter 4. As a matter of fact, if you read through the book of Joshua, you just might overlook it, but it's special. Because God shows an amazing object lesson in how we should go about facing life and remembering God's presence and testimonies. Joshua chapter 4 verses 3 tells us, and it says this here, and command them saying, take for yourselves 12 stones from here out of the midst of the Jordan and from the place where the priest's feet stood firm. You shall carry them over with you and leave them in the lodging place where you lodge tonight. Then Joshua called the 12 men whom he had appointed from the children of Israel, one man from every tribe. And Joshua said to them, cross over before the ark of the Lord into the midst of the Jordan, and each of you take up a stone on your shoulder, according to the number of the tribes of the children of Israel, that this may be a sign amongst you when your children ask in time to come, saying, what these stones mean to you? Then you shall answer them that the waters of the Jordan were cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord when it crossed over the Jordan. The waters of the Jordan were cut off, and these stones shall be a memorial to the children of Israel forever. Now, obviously, something really peculiar happens here. God is leading the children of Israel into the promised land, and they have to cross the Jordan River. Now, the Jordan River was a pretty, sizable river. And to cross over, they needed to find a way either around it, but God said, no, you know what? We're going to cross right through the center of it. And the way it happened is God told the priest to go and walk into the river with the Ark of the Covenant, and when they do, the Jordan River would be cut off and the children of Israel would be able to cross to the other side. You see, the Ark of the Covenant was a sign that the presence of God was with them. And so after they went to the other side, God instructed them to take a stone from the middle of the Jordan River. And so when their next generation came by and asked them what these stones meant, they could remember the great miracle that God did by allowing them to cross the Jordan River. You see, that right there is an object lesson that we can all take something from. You and I both face obstacles on a regular basis. And as a matter of fact, sometimes when we face these obstacles, we tend to forget what God has done for us in the past. Now, the reason we do is because we're human. We forget. Sometimes we get so focused on the problem rather than on the God who's bigger than the problem. And so God here in his word shows us a small object lesson that we can use in our daily lives. There are moments in life where if you face an awesome moment where you get to encounter God, you need to find a way to memorialize it. Because when you can memorialize it, when you face trouble and hardship in your life, you can always look at these memorials as a sign that if God has led me in the past, he will have my back in the present. And if God can have my back in the present, I know I can rely on him for the future. So today I want to ask you, as you face your problems in your life, do you have the stones? Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for joining us for Recharge with Richardson. Join us tomorrow for the next episode, and until then, may God fill you with joy and peace and hope.